repeat of 16.2. Now, today's workout is going to be 8 minutes to complete. 25 toes to bar, 50 double unders and 15 squat cleans with a certain weight. And then you're going to go and repeat that, but this time the squat cleans decrease by 2 reps and you're only going to do 13, but the weight increases. If you get that done in those 8 minutes, you then give it another 4-minute block, do the same, but this time with less squat cleans, this time 11, but the weight increases. And you've got 5 rounds of this, so 20 minutes if you can get through from start to finish and lift all your weights and get through all of the movements. The warm-up today is going to be incredibly important. You want to make sure you're mobile, you're prepped, and you're warm because we've got lots of skill, lots of gymnastics, and lots of weightlifting. So there's 3 different stages or things that we train in sort of functional fitness and CrossFit. So, how are we going to attack this one? So, I would definitely start off with doing some monostructural work or increasing your heart rate with an either light jog, some rowing, or jumping on one of the bikes, and just starting to get your heart rate up, start to make yourself feel a little bit warm before we go and start prepping ourselves mentally for how we work with the clock. And what we're going to do is complete every 2 minutes for 8 minutes, so around half the time that we'll probably be working out, and testing a few different movements where we're going to try and open up the shoulder range, activate the core, and start to switch on the legs and the squat pattern, so when we go into that workout we feel as prepped as possible. The movements we're going to do here, guys, we've got some skipping where I would say every 2 minutes for 8 minutes we're going to complete 50 skips. You're going to do that for the first 2 sets. The second 2 sets you can start to make into double unders. With the skipping we're going to work on staying nice and relaxed and not wanting to get tense. The biggest thing is people getting tense during the workout and starting to waste lots of energy. So trying to stay as relaxed as possible, whether doing singles or doing double unders. Once we've done those 50, next thing we've got is our sit-ups. Where for the first 2 sets of 2 minutes, it'll be normal sit-ups. Big thing here though is open up the shoulders as much as we can, use a little bit of mobility, so lay right back, open up the shoulder range before coming forward and touching the toes. Opening up is going to be really important for our kick during the toes to bar. For the second 2 sets of these movements, you can add a med ball and you're going to make it weighted by sitting back, touching and coming over. Again, just slowly start to switch on your lats and your pull down activation for when you get on those toes to bar. And the final movement is going to be for the first 2, the med ball squat, making sure we work on how we hit our depth, making sure we feel comfortable in the bottom of our squat position, and stand up tall. And the final 2 sets, we're going to make it a little bit harder by increasing the load and making sure it's still in the centre of the body, and sitting down into our squat and completing 10 of these. You can rest the remainder of that 2-minute block before you then go and repeat again. The idea here, guys, is to make yourself think about having to move whilst the clock is chasing you, but trying to stay as relaxed as possible. How do we attack this workout? Number 1, pacing. Pacing is going to be so important in this workout. If you get it wrong, it's going to hit you quick, and the movement's going to feel a lot harder in that second and maybe 3rd set. So we start with the toes to bar. Traditional open, it's really easy to get really excited and start going for it and going broken. I'd recommend being clever and moving at a nice smooth pace and actually increasing during the workout as you start to attack some of those heavier weights. How are we going to attack the toes to bar? Be willing to break these up and minimise your rest. My top tip for any workout you complete, if you want to go fast and you want to perform well, minimise how much time you spend resting. If you can move smooth and minimise your rest time, instead of jumping off the bar and stand there for 10 seconds, stand there for 5. But let's have a little look at the technique that we're looking for to nail down these toes to bar and make them feel hopefully a little bit easier in the workout and link well with the double unders and the squat cleans. It's quite easy for us to start pulling back loads to try and help our raise our toes up. I want you to use the midline a little bit more and try and stay as straight as possible for 2 reasons. It's going to minimise the tax on the grip because the hands aren't going to be pulled back as much, and the second thing is going to minimise the tension on your lats, which is going to be really important when we start to lift heavy during our squat cleans. So I'm going to show you a bad version, or the version we want to try and get away from, and see if we can move towards really trying to keep ourselves tall and straight during the toes to bar. So we start off with our big pullback. What I want to try to do there is minimise, and see I'm pulling down here to close this distance. I want to try and keep it tall as I can, so my hands aren't having to move around a lot on the bar, and also my lats aren't having to do too much, or my shoulders aren't overworking. So this time I'm going to try and stay as flat as possible. So it's going to be in, moving through that position. So if you notice there, all I'm doing is really trying to hinge effectively through my feet and making sure I move well. The final little top tip for toes to bar, especially if you're a coach, is to have a look at what your athletes are doing. And if we watch front on, what we're looking for is our toe position. We want to make sure the toes bar stays as a hinge, not as a squat. Think about how we go and attack that one, coaches, and help your athletes get a hinge pattern, so when they do get to a squat, they feel fresh and ready to rock and roll. It's going to be all too easy here to try and go absolutely crazy and get really tense. Remember what I said earlier about the tactics? Smooth as fast. So I want you to try and stay as relaxed as you can during your single unders or your double unders, and don't feel that you need to go absolutely crazy on this one. It's going to tax the grip more by going crazy and jack up the heart rate before you get onto that heavy bar, which is where the workout's going to be won or lost. So think about, rather than doing these double unders, trying to go really quick, stay as relaxed and slow as possible. Let the rope do the work without you having to jack up your heart rate. So, the squat cleans team. How are we going to attack these ones? Number one, I 100% would not go touch and go unless you're Matt Fraser. I'd break them into single reps because you're going to move a lot more effectively, and it's also going to get rid of what you call that eccentric load on your muscles. That's where, as you have to control down to touch and come back up, where you're going to get a lot more tension through the muscle, a lot more strain, and it's probably going to make you a little bit more tired. So what I think about here is making sure you get your squat clean, dropping the bar down, no need to touch and go. Like we said earlier, minimise your rest. Rather than dropping it and walking away, drop it and then go down and get set ready for your next rep. A few things here, being well and moving well is going to be really, really important here. So make sure you get your setup correct, make sure you lift well. A few things we talked about earlier was tension off the floor with the barbell. Don't start ripping it off the bar, especially if you're going to be going for new PB weights or you get excited. The moment you start ripping it off, it's going to put you into a poor position. So think about tension off the floor. It gets heavier, obviously you're going to need to be fast to get underneath it. And a lot of people forget about that full extension of really extending the bar. So during the workout, if you do get to round 2, 3, 4, 5, I want you to really think about being aggressive with that full extension and pulling yourself under that bar. Don't just drop, pull underneath it and catch into that great squat position to stand up. So, final key points for this workout. Number one, try and stay as relaxed as possible. When people chase the clock, it's all too easy to get really excited, race against it, let it pen you up, let it get you out of anxiety kicking during the workout because you're worried you're not going to get through. Have fun with this workout. It's 3 awesome movements. There are 3 different disciplines of gymnastics with the toes to bar, some skill work with the double unders and weightlifting. So think about trying to stay relaxed, enjoy the workout and move at a smooth pace, knowing that when you get to that barbell, your heart rate will be a little bit lower, and if you need to, you can kick it in and go a little bit faster to get through your clock time. But like I said, move well on the barbell, stay relaxed on the double unders, think about your effective technique on the toes to bar, and number one, enjoy it guys, get after it. This week's video is sponsored by Boxmate. Boxmate, thank you very much for all of your support over the last few months. Boxmate are giving you, 2 of you, the chance to win prizes from the online shop, and all you need to do is like and share the post and go ahead and like the Boxmate page, and we'll be announcing the winners at the end of the day today.